He could definitely be on a team playing in the league. He's nasty. Like, this team just needs to find a short-term fix, try to put it together. Like, there's an excuse because your MVP's not here, but, I mean, you should still be able to get something going. You should not lose like that.
Yeah, apply some Band-Aids, figure everything out, and keep going. But Midnight as well, I mean, you have to hand it to them. 7-0 now coming from Pro League qualifier.
They're confident, man. Right after their match, Llama God comes to me, he goes, "You like that pack? Like, you like that?" And Roy's like, "I can't be touched."
He said, "I'm unmessable."
Yeah, they're super confident going forward. Like, they think they're the real deal. They're proving that they might be.
I mean, Brack yesterday, too. Like, usually you watch them. I mean, Brack's good. The whole team's solid, but a lot of spotlight's been on Envoy, or Envoy, he'd like to be called. And you're like, yeah, this guy's nasty. But Brack yesterday went absolutely off. He's making those smart, methodical plays, like you were saying, taking his time, picking up those kills in the pinch, just doing so much work yesterday. It was impressive. And
as we did see from that schedule we just showed, we have Gen G versus Red Reserve starting things off here in just a couple minutes. And Red, we've said it, coming off of a hot win, but Gen G, they got here, so they're no slouches.
I mean, absolutely, right? And Gen G's also 2-0 against Red Reserve. You know, formerly his Team Space, now Gen G. They played them twice this year. They beat them 3-1 both times, and the only map that they lost was the first map in each series, Arsenal Hardpoint. So that map isn't in this series after talking to the players. So, I mean, I guess I would favor Gen G if history repeats itself, but
that tells me two things. That tells me two things. One, Red Reserve's S&D was letting them down in those series versus Gen G in the past. So if they can continue that form that we saw yesterday where they fix that search and destroy and they can come out, maybe take a 2-0 lead, we could be looking at a totally different series. Plus, it's just so hard to beat the same people over and over again. Like, they have a chip on their shoulder now. Like, I'm not losing to you again. It's hard to do.
There's no Arsenal, though. There's no Arsenal Hardpoint. That's the only map they've lost to these guys, and they beat them both times, 3-1.
So
Red just wasn't that good, though.
Yeah, the POK.
Yeah, they definitely got a lot. They've got. You can tell by their vetoes, guaranteed.
Yeah.
What do you think Gen G has to worry about? What do you think Red Reserve has to worry about?
Gen G definitely just has to find a way to contain Scraps and probably Zero, and Red Reserve. They have to figure out how to contain Major Maniac.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you gotta stop him.
You gotta stop Major Maniac. Everyone says that he's like their hardest kill on their team. So if he goes off, Gen G should probably win, but we'll see.
He led KD in every single game type for Gen G. Major Maniac, best hardpoint, best S&D, best control. So yeah, he's the one that needs to be stopped, guaranteed.
I think one player that's kind of flying under the radar is Nagafin. At the end of the PLQ, he was playing so good. I think if he keeps that up for this team, like, they're going to be a really tough team to beat alongside Major Maniac. Like, these guys can be really nasty. And like John said, it's hard to beat a team 3 times, so I really don't know who to predict here.
Well, we will see. Again, that is Gen G versus Red Reserve coming up right now at the second day of Pro League. We are going to hand it to our casters, Miles and Momo.
Thank you very, very much, guys. That's right, Miles and Momo, first time here in the Pro League. Phil, bring it in, brother.
It feels good.
It's kind of weird.
It's good to have you here. It is a little bit weird. It's like Tun's grown a beard and got a bit of a different accent. However, a lot of Call of Duty to go down. Obviously, welcoming Gen G to the Call of Duty World League esports, COD esports, if you like. Going up against Red Reserve. I saw some memes flying around. The logo's quite similar, a bit flipped in different colors, but these are the maps and modes that we have for you guys today.
Yeah, lovely again. The Des touched on it briefly before. It's 3-1-3-1, currently the record that Gen G have against Red Reserve. So we'll see if they can maintain the pressure, if they can maintain that lovely record here against Red Reserve, map number 1 coming up. And again, that hardpoints were the game types that were won by Red previously.
Yeah.
We've seen the thorn, the weakness in the armor of Red Reserve has been that search and destroy historically, but yesterday's performance against Rec tells a different story. Either way, enough of us flapping our gums. Here we go into that first matchup, Gen G, Red Reserve, straight off into the hardpoint.
And one thing I will say, everyone talking about how, you know, Red Reserve's search and destroy has let them down, they have been consistent on this map 1. They won both the hardpoints each of the series that they have played on, but just to recap, they've played twice, they've lost twice, they've been Red Reserve, but getting into it on Hacienda hardpoint here, Joe running that sword will find a double kill and find a third as well, as Rated shutting down Spacely.
This is a delightful beginning for Red Reserve, early points on the board. Joe, again, maintaining that pressure in the middle. The 30-second mark has been passed. Can they continue the play? Joe up top, keeping those players back out of spawns. Concussion Soot doesn't manage to find a whole lot there, but it is going to slow the push again. Haggett, another thing, making their way forward now as well. Spacey's going to be finding the kills. Zero now, making that next rotation. Spacey's going to be there on the run as well. Can Zero get there first?
Zero making a little bit of noise here in the water, but Havoc is not going to hear that. And Nagafen sweeps on in for the trade. And again, after, the first half point, yes, Red Reserve take away the majority of the points, but it is about this rotation. And these next couple of kills are going to be crucial. We're going to see Rated go down. The spawns do favor Gen G right now. Spawning at that back, breaking on in. The kill feed lights up red. Bant, Scraps, and Joe. And I want to talk about Scraps for a second. A lot of eyes on him and Major Maniac, this go-to, if you like. How good was Scraps yesterday?
Scraps is looking like one of the finest players in the world right now, but he does have to maintain that kind of performance. It's very, very difficult to keep that kind of like tier 1 superstar performance going. And at the moment, Gen G have managed to finally find a foothold here on the Lamborghini Hill. It's basically pushing those players back from red forward. You can see them spawning bottom down. There's a fight actually taking place on the bottom of the map. Nagafen, he's the one holding down the rear. Spacey now watching the players in on top. This has been a great hold from Gen G. Now starting to create a bit of a gap. Now creating that bit of a safety net for themselves to work with here. Spacey maintaining the run. Not a whole lot to be found. Hardpoint is still in the hands of Gen G.
Yeah, no streaks are in the hands of anyone. This is where you notoriously will see your lightning strikes, your hellstorm, but it's been so back and forth between these two teams, so close up until now, but we are starting to see Major Maniac cause some problems. 60 seconds here down by the fences as Rated looking to tag a couple up. We'll find Nagafen. The trophy system has been enabled, and Bance won't escape with his life there. The headshot comes in, and Major Maniac finally taken down here. But kicking things off, Major Maniac still that high kill to death ratio, 10 and 5. Looking at the other side though, for me, one place standing out is Joe, someone who is under the under the shadow of some of their players sometimes, but really stepping up in the slaying department here.
We've seen Joe time and time again. He plays those flanks, he plays the back ends of the map, and now he's right in the faces of Gen G. And again, maybe that's adding to the sort of change here. We're seeing Gen G with a strong lead. Red looking somewhat out of sorts. It's not the same Red Reserve we saw them playing last night against Rec. They put an incredible performance in the hard point. This is looking somewhat lackluster. Only 4 points have been gained now since the last 2 hard points. So Gen G strong as they come. Major Maniac again, the tiny terror. Wonderful work at 12 and 5. About to make it 13. That's a lovely bit of a run from him. Almost has his annihilator.
So far, so good here. Havoc coming on in as well, shooting one in the back, but all he'll need is his teammates to back him up, and they had the majority of the fences there. They're breaking through here by the rock as well. Bit of a battle back and forth. Joe swimming with the fishes. He's going to climb on up, and this is absolutely chaotic here. We do see Scraps finding a double, and for me, I need Scraps to step it up. It's hard to kind of maintain such a high performance yesterday, a 1.51 respawn KD. But here's the annihilator. Here is that crash boost as well.
This is what we want to see coming out. Major Maniac can't find anything. Scraps though, you brought up. Scraps gets 3 in a row, and Morks is going to be the last player if they're on the hard point. Great turn of events there from Red Reserve. Now they're back in this with a chance. 30 seconds remaining now on the hard point here by Rock. They've got to do what they can. Scraps, here comes Streaks. He did this yesterday. This was the exact kind of turning point he had against Rec. He needs to find these kills. He finds one, and that's going to get it done. Not a whole lot of scrap time there, not a whole lot of points, but he does have himself a lightning strike.
Yeah, he does, and I tell you what, if Gen G knew any of that, they'll be happy with just keeping him to 1. We said he needs to step it up at 8 and 8, now 15 and 9. Scraps certainly maybe has one here on the casters at this point, it seems, but pushing forward now. That rotation is done. We're back to the middle. We're back to the nitty-gritty, and down by the fountain, this is where Joe started to go off. Will it be the same, or will it be the likes of Nagafen getting in the mix as well? Rated will hit the deck for now. Again, this is where we're seeing no one really go for the points. We're going for that control. We're going for, obviously, the kills. Joe finally gets the second kill on Spacey. A little bit of a shaky shot there, but he does what he needs to do. As Red Reserve right back in this. 90. Plays 90 if this continues for a couple more seconds.
Now we're going to see if those kills for control are going to come to anything. Red with the hill. Red with the top deck. Can they maintain presence here? This is going to be a real telling point. 20 seconds now left on the first hard point as that 100-point mark has been crept over. Zero still alive. Strong shots as he trades it out with Havoc again. You know what? That's enough to be worked with now. Scraps still pushing that back end. Walks is set up and ready to go for the next hard point, and here comes the crash. They're going to brace for impact as here comes the play from Red, straight through the water. There's 2 of them down there. Scraps is going to get the start with a nade. Can Walks hang in there? Maniac's up on top as well. This is a strong hold already from Gen G, but we've got Red Reserve just knocking at the door.
Tell you what, that's a great time for the crash boost there, but 3 will go down. Red Reserve still lead, jumping in, jumping out, and Zero finds himself a double. And he's looking for that triple. Not going to get it here, but the important thing for Red Reserve, nullifying all these points that Gen G worked for these spawns. You've got a Tempest available in the hands of Bance now. But Gen G, oh my, Morks coming in, will hit the Grav Slam as well. And when all is said and done, 30 seconds are still available on this hard point. There's actually a split spawn going down as well. Number 8 will be taken down. That is Bance. And This is a bloodbath. Gen G do come out on top, and with these last 20 seconds, we're going to be heading to the fences here. And number one step ahead here is Nagafen, but he's going to be taken down.
Oh, Joe has just taken Morks out there, Killjoy there, as he managed to take care of him just before getting any more streaks out of that one. He was very, very close to the Hellstorm. Influential plays. Now, as we go to the next hard point, tying this ever closer. Red have finally managed to get the lead. Can they hold on? This was the last hard point here by Fences. Was great for Gen G. Can they find it as we roll over in the next one? Havoc hoping to find something big here on the flank. Does manage to take care of Scraps there. And Rated was almost next to him, but again, a little too strong. Holds on there. Has 45 seconds now on the clock. Can we see Gen G get back into this?
Well, you hear the war cry from Scraps there. Shad nice at the double kill of Rated. Morks, though, Lightning Strike will only take out his teammate as Nagafen and Major Maniac find themselves a couple of kills to split the bill, and now pushing through onto Fences. Contestion as Joe finds himself a double crash boost pumped in. Bams and Zero add to the mix, and just like that, Red Reserve take over the Fences with 20 seconds left. They are looking to create a gap, Miles.
It's a cold night in Columbus, but things are very hot in Joe's hands right now. That's going to be 22 and 16. That's going to be the hard point still. Cracking over 150 points. Zero is now getting ready for next. He's been looking great now from down low. These flanks from water have been ideal, but Havoc's got a little thing to say about that. Ready to rock and roll with this specialist as well. Grab Slam up and ready for the next hard point. Joe and Bance picking up those entry kills. It's now going to be a life advantage. A man advantage in the... Wait a minute. Havoc only found one at that one. I was trying to say that they've got the numbers, but at this point, Gen G have managed to just fall apart entirely. Scraps gets 2 with the Lightning Strike. Big stuff coming out of Red now. They've managed to find this second win, finding themselves now in this hard point, and this is looking much better for them.
And people talk about when Joe goes off, it's a sealed deal here for Red Reserve, and he's doing just that, 23 and 17, but a 45-point game as it stands right now. Cast your eyes to the top of your screen. Nagafen has that vision pulse. We're looking at Major Mania, the Annihilator on the flip side, Rated Annihilator. We've got Zero close to the grassland, but that is it. A lot of specialists invested, a lot of battery going down as well, and Morks and Spacely are going to find 2 and give Gen G a little bit of an edge here. Going on into the rocks as Maniac will be flanking around and find himself another double kill.
This is the timing from Major Maniac. This is why he has the highest KD for his team across all game modes, because he's in the right place at the right time, and the shots are on indeed. Still, presence being held on to now for Gen G. Their next rotation has gone back to mid. We do have Red Reserve in control for now. 185, 152, Gen G. Typically lose the first map in the series. So far, so good for Red Reserve. Morks trying to find himself out of a tough situation, is going to get hit by the pinch there. We still have Red in control of the hard point. Havoc somehow staying alive by the skin of his teeth. Lovely bit of work there to maintain presence. Now, can he find something from over the top? Perfect work there from Havoc. He's going to get another. That's lovely work. 5-5. The streaks are coming through slowly but surely. This is a strong, strong turn of events now on this third set of rotations for Gen G.
Havoc is on a machine. 4 kills in a row. 154 plays 203 here. The Annihilator of Major Maniac, he found 1 kill with it, maybe 2, but it was shut down pretty quickly here. 15 seconds. And Miles, as we've rotated to the garage now twice, it has been Gen G both times. Red Reserve don't seem phased to it, but Rated coming in from behind does have the available Annihilator. Zero's going to use the grab slam, maybe the perfect specialist at the perfect time. Rated's going to be locking down those spawns, and with 30 points to play for right now, Red Reserve, they get ended on the garage.
Red Reserve have got a big hill to climb. Now, Disney just close this out. Great, finding one. He actually managed to shut down Nagafen's Vision Pulse as well. So Joe, once again, Joe has been an absolute superstar for me this matchup. He has done so much for his team. He's been in the right place at the right time. He's taken care of specialists, and he's actually still got streaks to work with this again. So Joe, props to him, 28 and 21, still Bance. He's not looking the strongest at 17 and 23, but at this point, it doesn't really matter. Red Reserve, all the pieces are gelling. Rated finding 2 on the outside of the map there. And looks like with the final 10 points to go, Bance is going to be able to find something potentially with this. Tempest finds the first, gets his shotgun, and all they've got to do is hold on for a few more points. Can Gen G get in there?
Yeah, well, 2 are down. The Tempest is flaring. 15 points is what's left, and Red Reserve only need 4 of them. But look at number 8. That's going to be Zero already at fences. Scraps is locking it down by the well. The map is in the control of Red Reserve, and we should be seeing these final 4 come in. Miles, there is no streaks available for Gen G. This was a close game. 1 break is all they need, however. Red Reserve are going to close it out with nearly a 100-point lead over Gen G. History repeating itself here. However, if history does, the next 3 maps will go to Gen G. Red Reserve, they said they'll fix their search and destroy woes, and they will be looking to close this one out a lot quicker.
Red got to try to break that wheel of fate that they seem to find themselves stuck in, and it is all going to come down to the Search and Destroy up next, and that is where things get really interesting for me. We saw how well they played against Rec yesterday. They looked like a far more cohesive, solid team when it came to the Search. The plays were on point. Round by round, they managed to find themselves in great positions, and if they can do something special here and take the Search against Gen G, that is where we see a different Red Reserve come out here. They scraped their way into the Pro League, and now that they're here, we have a lot of work to be done for them. Well, first map done and dusted, there we go.
Yeah, it certainly is, and you might have seen a while Joey Nubsy coming in there, former Pittsburgh Knights, now with Gen G, the coach. Obviously, his hard work, dedication being rewarded. It'd be interesting to see, and I'm sure we will at some point hear from the coaches as well, you know, what's going through, you know, their mind, what's in that little playbook of theirs against the likes of the opposition team, that being Red Reserve right now. But Red Reserve, I think, went into this game, just from the energy of what I saw there, taking it from yesterday. You know, they came with a hot 3-0 over, you know, the European counterpart, if you like, and they're playing with, not, I wouldn't say a little bit of flair, but that kind of confidence. Joe, incredible stuff.
Got to be giving them the confidence again after yesterday's performance. So why don't we jump down now quickly to the main stage. We've got a little bit of a chit-chat coming up with Rated.
Thanks, Miles. Yeah, when I caught up with Rated, I asked him how you feeling about this match, and he goes, well, should be a 3-0. He said that since the qualifier, they've been working a lot on their S&D, and he said, well, we were already really strong on respawn, so pretty much every series we go into, if we can take that first S&D, it's over. So they're obviously feeling very, very good, and it shows. Now, over on the other side, I did catch up with Coach Joey Nubsy, and I mean, I gotta say, these guys on Gen G, they are dedicated. You know, yesterday they were here in the studio. They weren't even playing any matches. They were just here to scrim. They want this so badly. And of course, we've talked to Major Maniac in those interviews. We know he is just full of dedication. When I asked Joey about, you know, are you guys feeling intimidated at all playing a team like Red Reserve? He said they are not intimidated at all. He said the Major Maniac wants to beat every single team. So let's see how this SND goes. Miles, Momo, back over to you guys.
I think it's quite evident that Jess is a Red Reserve fan with that dress.
Absolutely.
Let's be honest. Look, it was super interesting to hear from Havoc. I was just going back to the conversation he had with Clint on Hot Mic, talking about how they've actually got a great record against Red Reserve online. So far, so good for them. And at the same time, a 2-0 map record against, a 2-0 series record against them, which is 3-1 in both series. So this is not unfamiliar territory for them.
No.
But at the same time, as Rated said, Search and Destroy, if they take the Search, I think they have the series.
And that's what he's saying. You know, they win that second Search and Destroy and it's game over. It's funny. He kind of spoke to me and a few others kind of came in and was like, if we win the second map, we will win the series, like Jess said. But the interesting thing is, he was saying how they've improved their Search and Destroy. They've got over their Search and Destroy woes. And an interesting score point, yes, 250 to 167. If you're tuning in, it looks like a little bit of a stomping. For the first 5 minutes, that was pretty much neck and neck. I think we were sat at 90 to 90 at one point. Red Reserve, though, they seem to take over. And a lot of people, I've got to give it to that little ginger ninja in the middle there. Joe gets put down a lot. He was the one, for me, that really turned that game around. I don't even want to say turn around, actually. He's the one that kind of kicked off that fire start, if you like, for Red Reserve.
Yeah, he took that match by the horns pretty early on. He didn't need that superstar performance out of Scraps, you know. I know
exactly.
Rated hates us saying that it's a one-man team, but come on, man. He's a monster. Look at him. He's a monster. So yeah, Rated. Come on, man. It may be a one-man team, but yesterday we saw a hell of a lot of good work out of Zero at the same time. So this is an interesting turn again. We'll go back to the idea that Search is going to be the make or break for this series. If they can take the Search, it's very evident that Red can roll through this one. But Gen G, this is a team that, I mean, they've been fantastic at Search and Destroy so far.
Oh, yeah.
It's a team that you cannot look past. I mean, again, we've got Major Maniac, nothing but playmaking, nothing but kills across the board. Nagafen, he's a great player, very intelligent player, knows what he's doing. There he's on your screen. This is going to be a tough one. This is going to be a real test of the Search and Destroy prowess for Red Reserve.
And talking S&D, we talk of names of Nagafen. We talk of names like Havoc. This is, you know, the game mode that they came up on. You know, 2-3 years ago, we think of Search and Destroy and those quote-unquote S&D kids that changed to this kind of variant, this CWL rule set. But this is what they were kind of into the scene for. They loved this game mode. That one life that you go in and have that kind of capability to shut a team down. New to S&D, it's simple. 6 rounds is all you need, 1 life per round. And of course, you'll be on the offense and defense trying to plant that bomb. Myself, Miles, will guide you through all the action. Here we're heading to Payload, though, for Search and Destroy. And again, for me, it's all eyes on whether Red Reserve can win this map. And if they don't, does it start to kind of, you know, hit the nerves? We're going to lose this 3-1 again?
Is that where Gen G find themselves in the series? Again, history tends to repeat itself quite a bit. Either way, here we go into the very first round. Slight flurry, a bit of a salvo and exchange of shots between both teams as they just feel each other out in the positions on the map. Again, that first kill, that first pick essential. Bomb making its way forward. Nagafen extremely aggressive as he goes through, Mork covering the top end there. Major Maniac's going to creep his way forward, but the bomb is down. Now with Major Maniac now has managed to make himself over to the other side of the map. This is going to open up the field in a big way. Red have to respond to this. They have to do something about this. And they're doing the best they can. But Major Maniac, oh my goodness. Morks gives him a bit of a backup in the end, and that is going to be a 4v1 situation right now with Joe being the last player left alive.
Incredible stuff there. Major Maniac, again, credit to him up top there. Not only the shot to take down one, it was actually Morks who was backing him up, but the confidence in your teammate. To have that trust from a teammate which is probably 100 feet behind you with that ICR, incredible, incredible teamwork there. For me, though, I get flashbacks instantly. Last time I was watching this on LAN was in this very arena Red Reserve. It was either make or break. Rated was 0 and 7 at one point. Popped the Annihilator. I'm sure you guys all remember it, but they came out on top to make the Pro League. They made it on this map, and we're seeing what they can do so far. But Search and Destroy already off to a good start for Gen G. As we flip those sides, we're going to head back into this one, and we're going to jump on board with Red Reserve.
Red, even though they managed to lose, they managed to get the first kill in that round. They got the first blood on Nagafen, leaving the bomb down in the plank there by B. Gen G managing to clutch up. Here we go, towards A it is. Rated finds one with the shoulder, just a flesh wound. Joe gets out with his life, and that is going to ring the dinner bell. They know that the play is now happening down towards that A site. Joe in a tough situation, gets naded out. Lovely work from Spacey there. Vance now, if he can play this smart, here they come. Vance has got to stay alive now in a very difficult situation. Again, the rotate is not happening, but number 5 on your screen, he's hitting the flank. That's going to be Spacely. Now he's going to be providing the reinforcements, and it doesn't look like Red are ready.
Yeah, the perfect pinch could take place. Gen G already up a man here. Oh, it's spotted there. Zero's going to have a one-on-one with Morks, but it's just a wiggle, a jiggle, and we're going to see who comes out on top. The trades go down. It's going to favor Gen G for now. 4-2 here, as Scraps now left in a corner to bleed and find himself in the worst possible position. Gen G 2, Red Reserve 0.
That second round, again, the initiative was had by Red, but unable to really turn that over into anything. We saw the, impeccable trades, impeccable 2v1 situations, impeccable work from Gen G in that round, and that's what they needed. Scraps getting cut down immediately in that round doesn't really help anything, and Havoc, he was a superstar in the making a while ago, and now a possibility, a chance to rise out of what has been a bit of a rough record for him.
Getting into round number 3, Red Reserve will want to kick things off. Right? It's got himself a kill, which is more than obviously I was saying last time, but it doesn't matter. They're 2-0 down. So those round counts as Joe makes his way through. Location is known, but does it even matter? He's in a great spot here. He has the back of his teammates. Truth system goes down. He should be taken down by Joe. Joe will seal the deal. Spacely coming in for the trade. Will find one before being taken down. The first round here where Red Reserve get that numerical advantage here. 60 seconds on the clock.
Great way to trade out. Maniac now. He's got to try and find something in the back. You see the split there from Red Reserve. 2 of them making their way towards the A site together. 2 players in one player in mid, 1 towards B. Vance. Everyone's juicing up and getting ready for this one. Morks is going to be out on the wing. That's going to be a big bit of damage done. Vance is hoping for those players to get a little bit closer. That Sorg is not going to be doing a whole lot of work from that range. And here comes the play. Nagafen, he's going to be starting this one off. Here comes the creep forward. Morks watching the outside. Can they get the bomb forward, though? Again, 25 seconds now left. Red are holding in.
Pressure is starting to build with the 20 seconds. Where does that bomb go? Number 1 and 3 is Morks and Nagafen pushing down. Nagafen will fall, and now a 4v2. You'd think Red Reserve should be able to close this, but the positioning of Gen G, as I was about to say, is very, very good, and that's Morks and Major Maniac. They've leveled the playing field. Zero's going to go down 1v1. The bomb won't be planted, and dipping and diving. Joe, my goodness, will find the double that he needs, and that's going to be 1 round to the good for Red Reserve. And as I cast my eyes to that mini-map, I saw it as a 4v2, but the positioning was very, very good from Gen G. I think they did the best that they could, but Joe finalizing it onto Maniac himself there. Big play.
That clock. The clock for the defensive team. Red just had to buy the time they could. They had to force Gen G onto the bomb, had to force them to make the play, and they did. When it's all said and done, they managed to get the effective trades out. Once again, Joe hitting that flank. Now, as we go into the 4th, an offensive round now for Red Reserve. They have not been so hot on the offense, and once again, they're going back towards A. Joe's in. Joe gets cut down to pieces now. Scraps over the top. some idea of where those players are coming from. Spacey's now trying to get himself involved in this party. Havoc's going to be starting the fight off, but here comes the play. Major Maniac in from behind is going to be able to get 0, so that's going to open up the back. Spacey's going to find 2 in the middle as well. Make it a... maybe not. Bounces off the map. It wasn't going to be a third for Spacey, but a incredibly decisive defensive round there from Gen G.
I tell you what it is, it's a third round, pretty easy for Spacely as he makes that one. Light work here from Red Reserve. Almost feel a little bit lost, like a deer in headlights here. Just that round specifically, Gen G just looked that one step ahead. And I'm curious if Red Reserve, obviously, you know, they say that they've improved the Search and Destroy. I actually agree. I feel that they have. You know, the second map was very, very difficult for them in the past here, but they're coming up against a very good Search and Destroy team here. Search and Destroy individuals that can tear you down. 90 seconds on that clock here. We get a 4-1 split as Havoc is the one over by the A-wing. And it seems like they've already read the plays of Joe.
Got to make the read as fast as they can. Naga fan just clipping Vance there. Oh, Naga still alive on the bomb site. Scraps is up next. He's got a player watching his flank. Scraps exposes himself just a little bit too long there, and this has been an absolute destructive round from Gen G. Bomb's gone down. Havoc's going to be clearing up the players on the outskirts. They just scraps. Little chunks, pieces of Red Reserve there left. Incredible round from Gen G.
Well, going into this one, looking at the stats here, obviously Gen G, yes, we talked about the way that they beat them 3-1 both at CWL Vegas and the Pro League qualifier here. Gen G's best game mode at the Pro League qualifier was Hardpoint, 9-4 record here. Major Maniac, as Study said here, led in both Hardpoint KD, Control KD, and Search and Destroy KD. Red Reserve, though, are 10-1 in Control, so it's going to be interesting to see how Map 3 plays out. Will it be a quick 3-0? Are Red Reserve going to get back into the Search and Destroy, or are they going into that game mode? All tied up right now, though, Gen G looking at by far the more disciplined Search and Destroy team.
6th round, Red have only managed to find success on the defense, and it took a lot of hard work. Gen G are making this one look a lot easier than you'd think. Naga on the outside of the map. You can see the teetering for position around the A site. There's a gunfight potentially happening down in middle, so Spacely's watching the mid, waiting for the first player to make a mistake between number 8 and number 5. It's going to be 0. Rated finds a kill. Maniac now trying to make his way forward. The numbers are now in the favor of Red. Havoc gets in there for the quick trade. Now it's 3v4. Gen G trying to make something happen here, trying to make something on defense, but Red are actually playing this very smart.
Red are taking the time, and like you said, playing this smart. They're making the decisions. They're wolf packing. They're going around in pairs here, and it seems a little bit more coordinated. Scraps will dispense of Spacely here, as now 4-2 here. 45 seconds left on the clock. Morks makes it a little bit more even, should I say, as 35 seconds starts to tick away. Red, they're in a very comfortable position.
This is what we've seen out of Red on an offensive round. Again, that intuitive play from Scraps. Just turning at the right time, gets it done, but Morks is going to make this a game. Scraps now, 0. Got a hold on to that site. Morks can make the comeback potentially. Good positioning though. They've got the bomb site covered. They've got each other covered. Yeah, Morks is going to bail on this one. Well, you read the play there. That's a good call.
Yeah, he's deciding, do I bail, do I not? I think he did the right thing. Yes, he was working towards streaks himself, but always better to not let that bomb blow up and not give anything away here. He took one down with him, by all means, but Red Reserve get another round on the board here. And again, I think this is a huge, huge round coming up, Miles. And the reason being is, it's that hiccup, you know, that back-to-back, if you like. If Gen G take this one, they put it almost without reach, if you like, for Red Reserve. But if they do start to crawl back into this and Red maybe take this map, not only would you be going into that third and potential final one with a unexpected win, shall you say, but a lot of confidence. But Gen G still 2 to the good.
Gen G round 7, they're going all in. Oh, Zero kind of finds a snipe on the outside of the map. That 200 HP gets completely nullified when your head's gone. Eliminating Major Maniac as well. That's a big play. That's a nice way to start this one. Rated found something there. Havoc's now out in the middle. Stun finds its way through. Joe over the top. It's eaten alive there by Havoc. We've still got 0 on the outside of the map watching it. That snipe, the Paladin. Ties it up to 44. Oh, the timing. Timing. Havoc, if he makes this play. Snipe may have been a deal breaker. But if you can make it work, hip fire out. That's going to be a quick right hand and a gunshot there to Vance. Spacey finds another. Rated now trying to answer back 3v2. Can Rated get it done?
Rated needs help. Zero's coming in. Sniper probably not the best weapon here. He might have kicked things off beautifully, but a 2v3 here. Stunned, concussed, 25 seconds. And that bomb is heading back to A. Next kill is crucial, though. If Rated and Zero can come up with anything here, they have to make this entry kill. The bomb's down. It isn't looking good, but here it is. The slide, the bait, the switch, potential. Radiant's going to fly in. He's going to find himself one, but shot in the back. The trade surely come through, and there it is. Now up to Zero. And he's going to get absolutely that for it. 5-2. Huge round, and that goes to Gen G. And now they have a huge gap. You know, 3 rounds, a bit of a safety net, a bit of a cushion here to tie the series up.
You got to hand it to Gen G in that round. The way they played that one in a 3v2 situation. 1 player hits the back, 2 players stay on the front. They know that the numbers are in their favor. They know that Zero still has a snipe, so the chances of catching him in a good situation favorable in their odds. But you got to hand it to them. The respect being given to Gen G by the players on red there. Rated knew he had to make a play through the front, but at the same time, Zero was completely aware that the flank was on its way, and he just simply could not handle the numbers. Now, the bell is tolling for Red Reserve here. The Search and Destroy dreams may be coming to a close. Let's see how it goes in the 8th round.
Slower round, for sure. All 10 players looking towards the A site. Now we've got a War Machine. Black Jacket's out, though. Well read by Red Reserve here. The Grav Slam is available. Havoc, I tell you what, he could find himself a couple of players. He's beating back and forward. I will say, sliding out, though, you can be taken down by 2 players before you even pop that Grav Slam. So wisely backs off. Trades go in. Major Maniac finds himself a 1. Scraps will shut him down. X Factor versus X Factor, if you like, there, as Scraps comes out on top. But 4v4, Miles.
Here we go. 4v4. You got to get hand. I mean, Havoc, from a man who throws himself off the map with that Grav Slam, the patience and the discipline to not have just charged in there and made something happen. God, I know I would have done that. Here we go. 25 seconds left on the clock. Red have got to make a play for the bomb. They're making their way towards B. The defense looks like it's solid. Mork's going to find 1. Backs it right up. Oh my goodness. Havoc comes in to save the day. 4v none. As map number 2 goes the way of Gen G to tie up the series. We called it. Search and Destroy is their bread and butter. Red Reserve, much to be left desired there.
Gen G, do what needs to be done. We said history repeats itself after map 1. Well, it continues after map number 2. Gen G will be looking to change the odds, though, and switch things up here. Red Reserve 10-1 on control since the PLQ. Can they continue? Well, check after this quick break.
Call of Duty World League is presented by PlayStation 4, the official platform of the CWL. Astro Gaming, the official headset and mix amp of the CWL. And Republic of Gamers, the official monitor of the CWL.